Would you believe me if I said this was an ordinary Minecraft tree? Probably not, but that's why I'm using this as a trap in the Project SMP to kill one of the players and to show them that I have power, and it's time to prove it to them that I am powerful and no longer that bad Minecraft player. Hello? Okay, you might be thinking why this guy is fully stacked and I have no gear. Well, it all started 2 weeks ago when I flew out of Australia to Hawaii, and while doing so, I missed the first 2 weeks of the server. So, that's why he's geared and I'm not. When I joined the server for the first time, it looked like I was in a war zone, and even though it probably was, I had to get geared up and get resources for the trap I was going to pull off. But as I looked around, another player joined. He was a part of the team I was on, Slimia. I joined it before I went on vacation, and I needed to get there safely, but thankfully he took me there.
Bye, have a great time.
I got really paranoid of how vulnerable I was. I had no armor, no weapons, and I was in the nether with a stacked player. But I had to push those thoughts out of my head as we were getting closer to the Slimia base.
Alright, so it's just this direction. We should be at the base. What is that?
I left the base to get more resources and to get a little shelter, not knowing what to expect. But then I stumbled across this weird base. I took some things, like everybody should, and made a little secret base under a tree near an abandoned base. The next day, I got out of the base to explore a bit more, and when I was, Enzo mentioned that if I went to the city, a 1,000 to 1,500 blocks away, I'd be given a full set of diamond tools and armor, plus a stack of golden carrots. And considering what condition I was in, I had to take this offer. After a long 15 minutes of eating to regain hunger, climbing up tall mountains, and gathering ores and resources along the way, I finally made it. Now, it was time to build my house. Now that I have somewhat of a base, it's time to reveal my plan. The first step is to obtain materials I need for this trap. I need TNT minecarts, activator and normal rails, an observer, redstone, cobblestone, and lastly, which is going to be the hardest, a victim. The second step was to find a tree, which would be thankfully easy, and the last step is to execute the plan, which would be the hardest of them all. Now, let's get to it. Most of the materials for this project is decently easy to get, but the one thing on the list was so annoying to get: gunpowder. I needed 80, and when I killed a creeper, which was hard to find around this area, they dropped mostly none, and I'd be lucky to even get one. But to solve this, I had to get a looting-free weapon. So to get it, you have to go down to the villager trading hall and mine trees to trade with the Fletcher for emeralds. Then make a librarian and make it have a trade for looting 3. Then trade with it, then get creepers again. I started getting the materials for the trap, and while doing so, I somehow got spawn killed by an iron golem. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, so this happened for about a solid 30 minutes, and then I had to get the owner of the server's help to finally free me. Oh yeah, it also turns out a villager was actually selling a looting 3 book. Bro, what? Oh my god. Where the heck are my emeralds, bro? It had actually happened. I had been stolen from. And to identify who this player really was, I would have to ask all of the Project SMP members. But once I found out who actually did it, step 1 of the plan would already be completed. After days of grinding, I finally got enough iron and TNT to make the hardest part, and eventually the rest came with me having everything I needed. But as I looked at everything, I realized something. I've been working on making this video for over a month now, and would I really use this trap against a small player who stole something from me? No, I'm going to use this on the most powerful player on the server. Like, I set up the trap, and as scary as it was, it begun. Hello?
Hello.
I kinda need some help. I'm doing this project. It's a big build, and I need help destroying a bunch of trees, if that's okay. I can pay with diamonds.
Oh yes, team no trees, yes.
It's basically around here. Yeah. So like this tree, you can get started, honestly.